This baby got some dense hair. When I tell you dense, you see how thick you are. I mean, ain't a thin patch nowhere. So when I blow her out and then I silk pressed her, I looked at her ends. I'm like, yeah, we're gonna do a trim. She didn't need a major one. I just dusted her a little bit, just to make sure that her hair stays on the healthy hair journey like it should be. And as long as she stays on her trim cycle, her hair will be just fine. You want to stay on your trim cycles of every 4 to 6 weeks. Your hair will grow, baby. I promise you, your hair will grow. You have to stay on the growth cycle every 4 to 6 weeks. It's important. And you choose between 4 to 6 weeks because I ain't gonna lie, if you use a lot of heat after your salon service, you will probably have to get your ends trimmed every 4 weeks. Keep your head up, please, people. But if you do, like put your sew-ins in and put it away, each time you take it down, you should get your ends trimmed. That's just my professional opinion, with going on the trim cycle, trimming your ends helps retain your length, even though ironically enough, you're taking a little bit of it off. But as long as you trim it, you help to retain the length. It really is. You want to make it strong. You cut that dead stuff off. And in life too, cut that dead stuff off. So like I was saying, as long as she stay on her trim cycle and she understands her hair care, which is wrapping it at night, so she won't have to use as much heat, she'll be just fine. And like I said, I just dusted the ends. So in 4 to 6 weeks, she'll be back, dusting again. I like to trim the ends like this. Why? Because one length hairstyles, you have to force feathers in or force layers in. Well, the feathers come when you curl, but the layers is what introduce the feathers into the hairstyle. And that makes it look like an actual style instead of one even bob. Like, it's so traumatizing to get the hair cut off, even when they say, I don't mind, go ahead and cut it. They don't really mean, I don't mind, go ahead and cut it. They're just hoping that you don't cut my hair off too bad. And then, it looks nice. Whole time they want to swing on you. I'm trying to tell you. Dust the ends, people. It really helps. It helps with keeping the trust of the client. It also helps with the growth of the hair because you got some of those dead ends off. And like I said, if the client stays in, because the client stays in the trim cycle, they will be just fine with a dusting. Because in 4 to 6 weeks, we'll dust again. And in 4 to 6 weeks, we'll dust again. And you should see, the hair will fleur. By that time, that's about 3 months. The hair should have some new length to it. Like, really it should. You want to come to your hairstylist at least once a month for your conditioners and a good shampoo and that scalp massage. The scalp massage is so important because that is where the blood circulation starts to happen, because we don't massage our scalp as much as we should, simply because most of the time we have weave attached to it or something like that. If you are rocking a sew-in or something like that as a style, you cannot well, you can a little bit, like spraying some leave-in in between the braids and massaging it like that, but I'm talking about using a paddle brush, because those little balls at the end of the paddle brush, those are massage balls. They help to promote blood circulation to the scalp. That's why I would really encourage you to get a paddle brush when you are doing at-home night maintenance, when you're brushing it in a circle. It'll help tremendously, I promise. Get you a paddle brush when you're doing that hair care style, like trying to reserve your hairstyle and you wrap it at night. The paddle brush, those little balls on the paddle brush, that helps with blood circulation. That's why I like blow drying with the brush. I will never put a comb attachment on my blow dryer. it just goes against my healthy hair standards. I'll make a video about it with some demonstrations on it, because at the end of the day, our hair is snagged and pulled and twisted and turned and put into this and put into that, that the most precious part of the service is the blow dry, and I'm clawing through it with a comb attachment. Never mind, we ain't gonna talk about that. Also, make sure that you don't try to, someone once said, well, that's your client, why you didn't trim her ends? You know, people don't care about things they don't pay for. Make sure your client pays for the end trim. Do not throw it in to the service. I paid to get my ends trimmed. I bet you she take care of it better. I'm trying to tell you. And that's how you build your ticket, so that you can create the income that you need to survive and build yourself as a business. Come on, 2026, we got this.